I pronounced that correctly.
Correct,
Iko correct kabisa.
Yeah,
Eh?
yeah.
So I guess the song is more or less self-explanatory, bigger than cancer. And I'm assuming Mbuvi being a gospel artist, you're talking about God being bigger than cancer.
Yes, God is
Tell
bigger
me, what
than
inspired
cancer.
the song?
First and foremost, I lost my mom to breast cancer in 1999.
Sweet Ndwale. I remember
Sweet
the song you
Ndwale.
did about
Thank
that.
you. That's
yes,
the song.
I
Yeah,
cannot
in
even
memory
forget
of
that
her.
song because I remember it was very emotional.
Yes, then as we are talking and we were doing a gig in Kericho last year, I meet up with Prince Josh. Then I'm wondering what happened to her. He tells me he actually had cancer and survived. He was born in 1999 when my mom was exiting akatokelezea. But he was told, I think I should let you speak that, but let me just summarize.
Yeah. I'll come to you on the
Yes.
story. Yeah.
At about a year, he was told he has a month to live, and 18 years on, he's here. So I'm thinking, cancer scares us. When you hear you have cancer, you think it's a death sentence. Yet there is hope.
Yet there is hope.
There is
and this is definitely evidence of
Evidence
hope.
is,
And
yeah.
this, by the way, for anybody who might not know, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So
Yes, it
this
is.
comes right on time. So Josh, what's your story? What Mbuvi is alluding to?
First of all, start by saying I'm grateful for having me on your show, sir. When I was born in 1999, and an year later, 2001, my dad bought some juice and kept it in a glass and tried to pass it to me. But instead of my hand going to the glass, it went away from the glass. So here he knew something was not right.
Something was not right.
Because he himself had had his battle with cancer before.
Who, your dad?
Yeah, my dad.
Okay.
So he took me to his family doctor, his family friend who was a doctor, who had a clinic. And when we went to the clinic, because of equipment, it was not up to par to capture whatever was going on. But as much they told us that the left eye was not seeing. So they referred us to Embu General Hospital. Referring us to Embu General Hospital, on arriving, they diagnosed me with cancer. And they said it's immediate, we had to go into operation. And what they meant by we want to go into operation is they needed to take both eyes out. So,
oh my goodness. So did they make it clear where the cancer was or what cancer it was?
Yeah, it was retinoblastoma.
Okay.
Retinoblastoma. And they said the reason we had to go into operation is because it was in both eyes. And now it was starting to spread to the brain. So
and this is what, at 1 year old?
At 2 years. 1 and a few months, yeah.
Okay.
So my parents are ministers, so their faith arose at that moment. And they,
by ministers, you mean gospel ministers? Because you know they could be ministers of the state.
Of the state, CS.
Yes. Yeah, carry on.
CS roads.
Yeah. So my dad and mom asked for a referral, and we were referred to Kenyatta Hospital with hope of getting a different perspective. Yeah. So on arriving to Kenyatta, the same information was given that it's serious, we need to go into operation right now. So at that point, it was a bit challenging for them. At least they were young, they're a young couple, and their young son has been just
So at this point in time, just to be clear, Kenyatta was also giving the same diagnosis with the same treatment. Both eyes needed to be removed.
Yeah, both eyes needed to be removed as fast in order to save my life.
Correct. Before it spreads to the brain.
Before it spreads to the brain. And then I will not call it funny, but the amazing thing about that, both eyes had the same condition, but one was seeing. So at that point, you ask yourself, how?
How come?
So Dad told them, okay, this is because you have to sign somewhere. So told them, take away the one that's not seeing.
Leave the other one.
Yeah, leave the other one. And then on seeing that this young man was not about to let go of this, they contacted Germany and told them about my situation. On telling them about my situation, 2 days later, after I had already gotten my operation, a fax came in and they said, airlift the kid immediately, we'll try and save his life. So
And by this time, they've already removed one eye?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The other one was still
Yeah. So they said they are left immediately, we try and save his life. So my dad went and started working on the documentation of what was required to go out and travel. So when it came to the day of traveling, my dad made a deal with God. I'll call it a covenant or some. He said, go with my family, I'll be left with yours. At the time, he was a pastor of a small church. So he said, go with my family, go with my wife and my kid, and I'll be left with yours. God, let them come back. Let them both come back alive. So we went to Germany, and I went and therapy, radio, all that for about 4 months. Every day my mom used to check me into the hospital, and I would be, I will not go into that, but every day for 4 months they had to do it.
To have you checked. And I'll come back for you to continue with that, but let me just bring in Mbuvi here. When you heard this story, this is a story that you could do many things with in terms of a documentary and all that. Why did you decide to do a collabo and do a song?
Because first and foremost, he's a musician. Our biggest, you use the tool you have. And the tool I have at my disposal and his is music.
It's music.
And music easily gives hope. There's a message. It's not just entertainment. It's infotainment. And there's a message. I felt this story was so huge. It's one thing that he needs to speak out there. And the world gets to hear and know, hey, things are not always, the surface conclusion does not always, you see, I like the way the dad insisted. Mpaka now here we are 18 years ago, later he's here. So it gives hope to the people battling cancer and phenomena like that. The people who've lost people like I have, and other people, so that if you don't know and you hear a diagnosis, you don't panic, you don't feel the end of the world has come. You can actually live.
Okay, and how do you correlate now the song Bigger Than Cancer? Because from his, what he's saying, yes, there is God behind all that, but one might take that to mean that medicine is also bigger than cancer, because with early diagnosis, with the fact that he managed to go to Germany and we have him here today, is evidence that some doctors did something right.
Excellent. And I like that. At times, even doctors will tell you, and doctors are doing a great job, we appreciate them, but they will tell you, if somebody has lost their hope, which is something he keeps talking about, if somebody has lost their hope, it's very hard for the medicine to work. This disease comes from the word dis-ease. It's like your body, if your mental, if your mental is not at ease, and your mental is saying, I am gone, however much medicine and medication you get, it may not work. But when you know it can work, it can happen, I can go through this, God help me. So God is bigger, and God has given knowledge to us, even doctors and everyone, to be able to work on this. So that hope is very vital in anyone going through a process.
Okay, Princey, because of time, of course you are evidence that God worked, you're evidence that medicine worked, but the way I look at it sometimes, this could go either way. Somebody could end up being very bitter. Why did I have to be the one to go through that? Why did I have to lose an eye? There's so many other children who are brought up and they do not go through what you have gone through. What is it that made you still trust God, love God to a point where now you're even doing music for him, as opposed to being the other way? Because somebody could actually argue and say, God doesn't love me.
Yeah. And I won't lie, at the different stages of me growing up, I had different moments where I asked different questions.
Correct.
And in me, that spirit of going to search for an answer, I came across this text that says, all things work together for good.
Romans 8:28.
Yes, that's it.
So I tried to look, how can this be for good? And I looked around and I heard stories like from Mbuvi. I could have not been here because after the medication, they sent me back. Not that I was healed from cancer, but that they had done all that they could do. And they
Sent back from Germany
now
back to
after Germany, they sent me back to Kenya. Not that they healed me or that I was free from cancer, but that they did all they could do. So I was sent back to Kenya to do clinic for the anticipated short life that I had. Only for me, after coming back to Kenya, going to the first clinic, and they didn't find any cancer. So I looked at it from that perspective. Okay, what can I do?
So what do you attribute your cancer not being found to? Is it because the German doctors did such a fantastic job, or was it a miraculous healing?
I'll give credit where it's due. God uses men. God has different ways of working, and like there's this text that says when the disciples found somebody who was deaf and could not see and asked him, who sinned? Did the father sin? Did the mother sin? And Jesus said, no, none of them sinned, but this happened that the glory of God may be seen. So I attribute it, God had to be part of it, because there are different stories that it could have gone either way. It could have come either I came back not alive, it could have gone either way. Whether they found when I was there that now we had to take both eyes, it could have gone either way. So at that point, back to the question you asked me about how I took it.
Right.
I looked at all these facts and I said to myself, okay, this is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm Prince Josh, the Greatness Ambassador, and the Greatness Ambassador came from my purpose. If you listen to the song in the intro, I start by saying, welcome to the Heart Clinic. Your therapy session is in progress. As you guys will continue to know about me and find about me, I'm into helping people in a conflict. My purpose in life is to help people live a successful life. And this sky is just a reminder of that life drew some battles and I won. And by that, I can give you hope, because I have gone through something.
So, and here you are as evidence. All right, Mbuvi, there are many people out there who possibly have lost their loved ones to cancer. There are others who maybe have been diagnosed. Others are going to be diagnosed, and cancer has become a huge thing. Through this song, what is the objective? What is it that you'd want to achieve?
I like that. I think it's well endowed in the verse that I do, the second verse. It says, let's celebrate those who soldier on in this fight. Why don't you just sing that verse? Yeah. Usisikize sauti.
Sikiza maneno.
It says, let's celebrate those who soldier on in this fight, commemorate loved ones who left the battle to us. Let's fight back knowing we have one who is on our side each and every day. So you can encapsulate everyone. There are people fighting this battle. Let's celebrate them as they fight and cheer them on as they fight. Commemorate those who left. Kina my mom, who left the battle to us. Let's keep fighting back, because now we know we have God on our side and we have everything working for us, and we can make it.
We can make it.
I like what letter? Ineos 159. Anasemanga?
Sounds like a scripture.
Yeah. Oh, Ineos, by the way, it does. He says, no limit. Let's try and see, what are the limits? Have you fought all the fight and said, hey, I did everything that I could? Even if you exit, we did everything we could. We loved and everything, it happened. I wasn't singing. So anyone who my ministry has touched them, or maybe some of them just think my entertainment has touched them, it's because I was singing about my mom who went. Look, it birthed something. I look at his eye and I say, this is a medallion he's carrying. It's a medal of a fight, like what he said. Have won. You know, like the way soldiers wear, you've conquered those. He's wearing it forever, saying, I fought this battle and I won.
And I won.
Yeah.
Princey, your message to people out there. There are people out there who possibly are feeling very discouraged, and maybe even that diagnosis is something that has really brought them down. What is your message to them, having gone through that? My message to them is hope. That's the key word. Don't lose hope. Because once you lose hope, you will lose the will to live. And once you are at that point, that's where we hear people committing suicide. Now, not narrowing only on cancer, in life in general. Hope is the essential. Even in the Bible says, these are the three important things. There is faith, hope, and love. So hope is key, no matter what you are facing through. And that's again now to introduce God. That's where God comes in. Once we know there's this big personality who's bigger than us, and that we can channel our worry, our anxiety from this trouble and focus it on Him, it takes from the problem and gives you what reaction you get from that is called hope, called faith. So I want you to hold on faith and focus your mind on the right things. Okay. And Mbuvi, yes. We are out of time, and the song you are launching right now, I mean, maybe just give us the link and where to find it for anybody who's not watched it and not seen it. We're going to finish with it, but
Yes, the link is in my YouTube channel, Mbuvi TV. You can go there, watch, subscribe, and pass it on. Pass on the message of sharing. And the song says in the end, impossible says I'm possible. Okay, apostrophe kwa impossible, it becomes impossible in his name. And just the final thing to say, when he talks about hope, you know, hope we believe hope. I hope it happens. You know, Nikale, but the hope of the Bible says it's absolute expectancy of coming good. It's stronger, it's deeper. You know this is gonna happen. And you can be able to channel how you think. You can transform your thinking. And when you believe, you can achieve. I always say, believe it, see it, go for it, achieve it. Believe it, see it. Believe it first, then see it. Believe it. Architects do that. They always see the building at the end, then start constructing it. That's faith.
That's faith.
We
all right,
Princey,
I'll give you the last word to finish. And, well, just your message to young people out there, to anybody out there, your message to people out there, musicians, anybody that you'd want to address right now that you have this platform.
Thank you, sir, for this platform. I would like to address them on my purpose, because I think this is the birthing of people knowing me. I would like to tell them that I'm Prince Josh, the greatness ambassador, and my purpose in life is just to help people live a successful life in the small way that I can add to your legacy and to your life, for you to live a successful life. And also, I'd kindly follow me on social media, on Instagram at Prince Josh, on Facebook at Prince Josh, and Twitter. And kindly share the word, share the song, and be ambassadors for hope with us.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. And the song we're talking about is Bigger Than Cancer. And we'd like to finish off with that. Thank you very much, Mbuvi, once again for being with us. And Prince Josh, pleasure meeting you. And keep the fight. And, you know, you're definitely a ray of hope for many.